Greetings, I am Pillar Next to CNC Gladiator today with more EVE Online. First and foremost, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I have no idea how this year's going to turn out. Only other than I'm expecting a great deal of confusion going forward these for this first 2 months. But hopefully that'll clear up and I'll have a clear idea of what I need to do going forward. But forget reality for a moment. Let's play the game. So today, my goal will be to correct some issues that I have with Planetary Industry. I am not restarting those extractors until I fix some critical supply line issues. Yeah, I see how everything's just kind of not in a straight line right now. What I'm going to do is tear everything down except the extractors and the launch pad, and then set up a straight line through basic industry to the launch pad, and then launch pad to as short a distance necessary to each advanced industry. What I might do is there are some other things I need to do before I do this. Mainly getting more money. if there's any process where in the advanced side of things that requires finishing what has been started, I need to take care of it before I tear down anything that already has partial input. Now, due to the absurd amount of expenses I've got to deal with, I'm going to need to build this money supply up first. And to do that, we'll be taking care of a couple opportunities. So first, would you go collect everything that is currently on this planet and shove them into the big old hauler and figure out what I need to finish what has been started. Then we'll finish those, and while those are in the process, I'm gonna go do some fighting and some mining. Alright. So what's been going on recently? Work is chaotic right now, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Aside from that, game store. So last time I did an EVE Online stream, it was in between the 2-day session that was 18OE. 18OE, 18OE games are, or 18XX games in general are interesting, but that one went on so long. It, my my brain was melted by the end of it. Happy New Year! Doing good. Yeah, and even though I took last in 18OE out of 7 players, the difference between me and the first place was only like 2 grand. The top 3 players were like from first to third was like less than 200 or about 200. It was an extremely close game. And if it weren't for the freaking stocks hill at the see, I had my stocks in my companies that other people had owned as well, and they freaking sold them and then basically kind of screwed me over towards the end. Yeah, it's an interesting journey whenever playing one of those games. I think it will probably be a long time ever before I ever play uh, a marathon game session again. I don't want to say I'll never do it, never play that again. I just want to try to spread out long-term games like that. Because they get they get a bit exhausting in high numbers. Okay, going to pull. Okay, I gotta pull everything off world until I know exactly how things are going to be reorganized. But yeah, I still had fun with it anyway. One of the newer guys that we have for the gaming group took third, which is pretty cool. So he wasn't too far off. And for what it's worth, I am halfway tempted to go pick up 1830 one more time and maybe feature that. But 1830 is just such a long game that one, I don't know if I'll ever run my copy. And two, I don't know how much I really want to hold on to it. I might keep an eye open on the used game section at the store or the auctions going forward. And if I find it for cheap, then I'll get it, feature it. Yeah, there's a lot of games that I would love to feature on the channel. It's just they're games I would feature and then not hold on to. 1830 is one of them. The classic train game for its type. There's the other type, which is the Empire Builder type. So I'll feature that too. For some reason, trains are just a really big thing. It's a curious thing. Let's see here. Planetary Industry. Missing 20 silicon. Correct that. Miniature electronics. Okay. 1 hour plus 1 hour is 2 hours. So I won't even get to fix this until much later. Nice. Industry. Storage. This for here. Cool. Sure. All right. Let's go in. That'll go into that. I'll make those. And then I can focus on correcting everything around here. I think this facility is right where I want to have it, but I have to wait till this gets done with production and I can fix that disaster. I need more money to work with too. All right. What else is going on? Yeah, I didn't stay up late for New Year's Eve. Almost, I think I stayed up till close to midnight and then went to sleep. But it took me until maybe a little bit past midnight to actually fall asleep. And people setting off fireworks in the neighborhood, it's like, really, it was all right. Yeah, yesterday went to the game store. I didn't think I was gonna go at first. I was like, I don't know if I'll make it on Tuesday. Someone's asking me on Sunday because I just want to get some extra rest installed and all that. And can't select everything. I decided to change my mind and just show up anyway. I'm glad I did because I finally got to play a Soccer Arms, a game I want to say I got it last year because I remember the big dumb purchases video from last year because that's when I made that. So I ended up taking the six goddesses of the first box set because I think for someone who hasn't played the game before, that's the set you want to work with. Yeah, he ended. I was like, okay, you pick two for you, and pick two for me, and then we'll build our decks and fight. He went with Yukihi and Himika. First one has this umbrella, which, depending on whether it's open or closed, affects cards. Ah, well, do this the smart way. There you go. And the other one uses guns, fire. And then the two I ended up with were Oboro and Shinra. Oboro uses trap cards to mess with anyone who's too close. And some of her stuff triggers off of cards being discarded face down. And Shinra is just a troll, really. She just causes all sorts of hell. It's kind of funny. Yeah, let's pull everything. Going to fix this, and then we'll sort it out later. All right. She has a lot of stuff to lock things down. But yeah, the two last few moments of the match were he got the enchantment going where regardless of the umbrella state, he could use the range values of either half of Yukihi's attacks. So we got that going. And then on my turn, I finally got to use the Kuma Suke ultimate, which is a big ass bear attacking once plus once more for every card I have discarded face down, which brought him pretty close to running out of life. And then on his turn, he reveals his ultimate Searing Flame, which, because the enhancement is in effect, he's able to use the longer range of the closed umbrella effect, but the damage of the open umbrella stance, which he had, and I had no way to defend against it at all. So that's and that brought me to a low enough life on my turn because I needed to shuffle and because shuffling uh, takes away from your life total. That basically what cost me the game. Yeah, I like to think of soccer arms as it probably sounds silly. I like to think of it as crouching sumo, hidden bazooka. It seems like you got two fairly even sides pushing against each other, and it's fairly even. And then out of nowhere, both sides will just pull out rocket launchers and try to knock each other on the out first. The with a heavy hitting attack. Yeah, that was fun. I'm just happy to freaking play the game always. That's something I would love to do more. Probably probably next year at this rate. Okay, now to make the corrections. Let's take a look at all the planetary industries and whether or not. Let's go to the safety of home first. All right. So this ship will be the permanent holding spot for all my planetary industry stuff that I'm still sorting out.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I'm gonna figure this puzzle. Let's start with the local. Okay. Requires reactive metals. All right. I don't think I can make that any straighter. Not by much. Let's see here. Water. Let's see. I don't think that trying to correct this link is going to be worth the trouble or the cost. So I'm going to go ahead and restart the extractors for these. And then make a note. Bring 20 reactive metal back to this planet. So let's go ahead and run. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the adjustments. Trying to move everything little by little. Okay. Here, reactive gas. It is just such a fine detail. It's gonna be really hard to tell. Like, see, it was fine right where it was. All right, day and a half. Get that. All right. Sorry for muting. I had to deal with something. All right. Yeah, because this was one of the first ones. I'm like, I'm correcting this right here, right now. Yeah, I could try to straighten things out and eke out a little bit of extra power, but it's not enough. It won't be enough to help with getting another extractor head. I would have to tear down an extractor controlling it and the basic industry and move them closer, and that might get a little bit extra power. But for this planet, I don't think it's going to be worth it by that much. All right. This is another one that's going to be close by degrees, and it's like, is it going to be worth it? The lowest one. Aha. Up here, it's kind of hard to. There it is. There's the magic. It's finally whatever it takes to get that extra little bit when it's my lowest production, or at least among it. It's gonna help. Okay, products, create routes. All right, good. That works out without having to spend any extra money. Yeah, I still think I screwed up on the scanning though. It's like, where else was I supposed to go though? This is probably the best reactive gas spot, or it's probably second best. There's some better ones down here, but then the problem is I also need the base metals, and those are stuck around the equator. There's a hot spot there. Yeah, there's not. gonna be a whole lot of good reactive gas options. Maybe a few. Okay, Aram 4 is good to go. I can see here. All right. The probe is plate runner. You know what? It's fine. I'll let it go. Next up, Aram 3. One of these planets I wanted to set up for sterile conduits somewhere. Aram 2. Right. Aram 2. Alright. What adjustments do I make here? Okay. I fixed the resource issue. I don't think I can get it better than this. So, extract away. I don't need that. I don't think I need that many biofuels. It's the problem. Got a lot of material right there when you're building. I'm sorting things out. I think that's almost maxed out. Just leave it. Run it as usual. And that's as good as that gets over here. This is the microfiber shielding. That requires that import. So just remember microfiber shielding goes onto a little ship that I'm going to run back over there. Okay. This is the one to figure out a little bit better. Since shielding livestock polyarmors. Okay. I need to knock out one extractor head to make room for the high-tech production. But let's see if there's actually something I can set up closer. Yeah, this one's way far out. So, I'm trying to think, is there, if I move it closer, does it matter on the links? Doesn't seem like it. So this is probably beyond repair. Beyond beyond my ability to improve. Yeah. Traction. These are just so hard to get. I actually put in a buy order for the proteins precisely because I want to get some extra support on that end. And here, one of the extractors has to go, sadly. One. All this cloud cover makes it really hard to see where else I could set this up. Where's one? Oh, that's for what is it? Go there. All right, turn it. Okay, and that leaves me what I need to build the high tech. I need the link to be as short as possible. So, there. Okay. Right. Yeah, I realized, gee, I'm building these vaccines. I wonder if there's any level 4 stuff I can do with them. That's right. Sterile conduits, because I already make smart fabs and water in abundance. That'll give me a decent market item. Now I just need to get the materials in again. Okay. And again, right. Submit. Okay. Now to remember what I need for the rest of this. Industrial fibers I'm producing already. Proteins I'm producing. I need silicon. I need viral agents. Yeah. All right. All right. So back to this question. Let's see here. Put some of this there. Put some out there and take that over. What else? Silicone. Forgot how much I'm gonna need. But we'll take it all. Biofuels and oxidizing compound. Right. I'm only gonna take a few of these though. Not all. 40. 60. Okay. That'll work out with that plan. Okay. Next up. This disaster. Again, I think this is probably as straight as I can get it. Let's see here. That one. Let's see here. That's 181 power versus 116 and 89 is 205. That's not much of a difference to matter. Yeah. So in this instance, we'll go ahead and start everything back up again. Bacteria, which I already produced. Biomass, I already produced. And the toxic metals, which are purely imported, exported anyway. Let's review what I'm actually working with here. A lot of toxic metals. Not noble gas. Microorganisms. A little bit of bacteria. Nuclear colonies. I think I could stand to do less of the toxic metals. Two less on the toxic metals. I know it's heavy metals, but I know it goes toxic. So let's review. Let's drop two of the extractor heads because it'll work out decently enough. I'm gonna drop three because that per hour will cover what I need to produce here. Now let's see if I can just get ever so slightly more out of it. There it is. Okay. Make that one extractor head. Pick up most of the slack for the planet. All right. Here, we'll go ahead and add one extra for the bacteria, at the very least. That works. Cool. And then I have to route it. Lots of them. Yeah, I think these were the ones I ended up creating later in terms of the industry because they're a little bit better organized in terms of getting resources available to the launch pad if needed. Yeah, one of the issues I did when I was doing this again was going basic industry into advanced, which is a bad idea. Always go basic industry into launchpad into advanced, back to launchpad. That way, if anything happens, it's kind of insured that way. Got room for two more extractor heads, which is what I'm going to need. Oop, one sec. One moment. All right. And with that taken care of, let's get to work. Two more. Let's bring them. Gonna say make sure there wasn't any secret spot that I'm just not noticing. Yeah, it's not very big. That's straight to the usual spot. Okay. That's the best that's gonna get. It's 40. 33. Yeah. All in on biomass. That's a money item in addition to the core of viral agent. There we go. Submit. I'll be making bacteria anyway, so I can just keep what I pulled off so far. This is the disaster I've been wanting to fix. So let's look at the cost. I actually can't do anything about it until this finishes. Should be another half hour. But I'll outline how I'm going to fix it. First off, these two advanced industries are going to be on a short leash down here. See, if I stick to the straightaway approach, one will be about this way, another one will be about this way. It'll be the shortest links I can manage. The basic industries will then be on a line from the extractor to the launch pad. This one will be there. That one will be about there. Yeah, this was an error. That one would be about here. And with whatever I save on power, if I can get enough salvaged out of all that disaster, what I need to do is improve the silicon um, gathering out of this. Yeah, it was it was a pain. So that one's on hold for a little while. This one, where's the command center? It's up here for some reason. I did not do my surveying on this planet very well. 190 short max. The best I can do is shorten the links, but it's not going to be worth it. This is another planet that's in pretty good condition. All right. So plasma, shirls, and silicon. I need to bring H2O CPU. Plasmoids I make anyway. And polyarmids. Alright. And in the meantime, we get back to extraction. Yeah. Jeez. Let's go ahead and just, because I think the extra chiral structures are good for another money item. Yeah. I could have just dropped a one. Actually, you know what? Stop extraction. And that gives me one more to work with over here. It's just really hard to tell what's blue and what's shiny. Let's let's zoom out all the way. Let's see if maybe I can find it after all. There's that. It's not quite. I wonder if there's like some like secret thing where the further out you go into the universe, the more efficient the planet is for resource gathering. I have to wonder. All right. Much. A little bit more. All right. And that's as good as it gets. All right. Then you bring 10 polyarmids, 10 into a CPU. Finish that. Yes. Actually, hold on. 10 more. 20 of these. And then 20 of these. Okay. Okay. Well, just kind of move around. So we'll bring 12 smart fab units. 12 vaccines. And 80 water. For chip. Okay, everything's stacked. Okay. Where do I need to go first? I need to go here. I think. Yeah, ERM3 for the reactors. Okay. And then with whatever time I've got left before the that last production bit drops off, I'll go fight some pirates and gather space rocks. So yeah, what else is going on?
Warp drive.
Okay, I did the Hero Works video for Descent, even though I put it under character creation. Yeah, the character creation playlist. That's because I was originally thinking of putting it under deck works, but it didn't feel right because it's another kind of customization option, but it's not building a deck. So it's like, okay, this would actually fit under character creation. It's the thing. All right. Chilling. For reactors. Yeah, I think all of it can go. All it goes back in. Oh yeah, I got the import export tax rate down because where is it? Skills. Yeah, customs code expertise. If you plan to do planetary industry, you need this to not pay so much freaking money pulling stuff off your planets or putting it back on through launch pads. It is critical. All right, to RM2. Yeah, after I was done with the video last night, I went ahead and created like 3 other characters. So I want to test out the custom team that I made. Yeah, I'm always thinking about these like random settings that I've got in my head. Uncity, Pandemonium, Through Gates Unguarded. Just always thinking about this stuff. Fuels, livestock, and water. And I think oxidizing compound too. Central. Polymers, yeah. Where the hell did I need the silicon? Right, I needed it here after all. Right. Livestock, vaccines, polyaramids, shielding, conduits. Right. Also makes vaccines. Right. That one goes to the one world. Goes to the one world as well. That world. Right. All right. Yep, this is where all this goes. Then I need to set up the inputs. We'll start making sterile conduits. Right, because those already had stuff. Yeah, if I guess if I'm testing out the team, then it would basically be another showdown video, which I thought I would be done with. I wasn't planning on continuing the series after the last video. I thought Battletech would be the high point of it, and that would be that. Apparently, it was. There's always room to extend out the idea, any idea, if you can get creative with it. All right. Let's see here. Let's remember. Right, that's where those are going. Set destination. All right.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, it's a lot of creativity and thoughtfulness. You can stretch out. You can stretch an idea pretty far. It's how I ended up with Showdown, Deckworks, Post Deckworks, Showdown. That's an idea. Although speaking of that, I still have the BattleTech sheets to make my own mech ideas,
Active.
and the very rudimentary but still effective mech construction system in the back of the A Game of Armored Combat rulebook. So what I'll probably do is do the MechWorks video and do the showdown with that. Create
Warp drive
a
active.
lance for each two unique lances, and then put them against each other. You can finally use the map packs that I picked up for Grassland to Desert. I gotta see if there's any others to pick up as well. I'm just really liking collecting this stuff for BattleTech. Please let me put the whole thing in there. Thank you. That's for ta-da. Yeah, I have to get this tax rate down. It's like, why is this tax rate so high? Do they change things? And it's like, I guess every group has their own sets their own tax rate for the customs offices. All right. Time to head back and get the other two opportunities knocked out,
Warp drive active.
and then finish up the realignment plan for my other world, and that'll be good to go. I think when I get back to Aram, I need to take a slight intermission. It may take a minute or two, but I will be right back. But first, we get home.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I don't want to throw out too many promises of what I want to do in the future or what I'm. I don't want to say I'm going to do something and then never get around to it because I feel
Warp
bad.
drive active.
It's like, but I know what stuff I have in mind, and as long as I can keep them at the top of my head, I'm more likely to actually get to them sooner.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Okay. Alrighty, I'll be back any moment. And I am back. Oh, all right. Let's get back to this. Yeah, I had to. I have stuff that cannot wait, unfortunately, for me to be done streaming. So next load of laundry in progress. All right. We'll save that for later. Let's go. Let's go fight. Where's Troublemaker? There you are. Bored. I'm always tempted to take one of my larger ships and just let the drones do the work. But I like being engaged in combat. It's fun to have to think about having to break off or having to reload, having to change targets or whatever.
Warp drive active.
I don't always play games with combat, but when I do, I hope they're done right. So now that I think about how many games, how many of my games actually are combat oriented or not, I'm trying to think. I know I still have Mist. I haven't, I haven't, I don't think I even reinstalled that on this computer yet. That's SimCity. It's funny, some of the games that are less combat oriented still have opportunities to fight. Like, if I ever get back to Princess Maker 2, that one has Errantry, and Reciteer has the dungeons. Yeah, seems like most of my PC gaming stuff is go out and fight more often than not. The board game collection, however, is a little bit more various. Varied. Yay. Let's get there a little bit quicker. Yeah, it's always interesting to see what a game chooses to feature for the ways you can interact with it and interact with other players. That's part of why games are the closest thing I have to a passion. It's just all the possibilities.
Warp drive active.
So I'm like for one thing, I'm curious with games that feature dice, whether they do something kind of unique or just use regular dice. I always thought the World of Warcraft board game was cool for using the 8-sided dice. With Fallout for using the special 6-sided. But turn that off. There's one game's dice that I wish I had more of, or I would make myself. Uh, Level 7 Invasion features 6-sided dice with 3 plus icons, 1 minus icon, and 2 equals. And those are dice that I would like to have precisely because it makes it clearer. You know, half the sides are to the advantage of the person with the advantage, but one side will take whoever's got the advantage and then mess with them.
Warp drive active.
I I kind of miss having my level 7 series of games, but at the same time, the one thing that all three of them did that annoys me to this day is a lack of reference cards. It's like those games have some varying degrees of complexity to them, and being able to be aware of what to do and how to do it would have helped. Come on, a lot faster. I always appreciate games that feature little reference cards that are like, this is what you can do on your turn. A brief summary of it. This is how this kind of certain actions work. I know one of the games I've actually got sitting out right now. I got set up. Features little reminder cards of what players can do and things that'll happen during the game to be aware of. And I'm like, cool. That's what I wanted. And that game that I have set up is Pandemic Fall of Rome. There's
Warp drive active.
probably things to be said about the implication of a game engine for a game about fighting against diseases being used in a setting of an empire fighting against barbarian tribes. But this is it's an interesting approach mechanically. Notably, this game also features dice. But yeah, I have it set up because I'm going to be working on the video for it after this is over. It's going to be both a Pillar Loves Tabletop Games video and a Watch Me Play It solo session. But it's very much pandemic, but set in Rome. As I've said before, it's always interesting to see games where you can mess with history. Learn from it, but also have fun with it. Next one.
Warp drive active.
At the same time, a historical game that is big and unwieldy may not stay in my collection for very long. But being able to look through it is always worth the effort.
Warp drive active.
I do still have Twilight Struggle on Steam. Could do another. Could do something for that one. I think when I did the video for that was a have to do things the hard way because my computer sucked that I was using. So that one might get a second chance pretty soon or later. Always a, it's always nice to have a playable a a board game that I can play on my computer solo. Maybe. Yeah. That's why I'm almost tempted to go look for ad, advanced civilization once more. I don't know if the abandonware thing is still around for it. That one's another lengthy game. I'd have to dedicate a day to just sitting down, maybe standing up every once in a while, and playing through it. Because another idea to stretch out is what can I do long streams for? I don't want to do long videos too much because I've there's a video I did for the Quake Live arenas, and that took more than half a day to upload. So I'm like, okay, I need to try to do as much streaming as possible, unless it absolutely has to be a video. So, at least there'll be streams, and it'll be likely to have streams in the future. Then again, there's a lot of games I'm still sorting through that I want to feature and play. Like I want to get back to Fallout and Doom 2016. But I know once I clear the stories or clear the main game, there's not much else I can really do with them other than for Fallout, play the game with a different kind of character. Or for Doom, play on harder difficulty. Do the hardcore of the moment my character is defeated, I have to quit the game right then and there. I haven't done one of those in a while. A lot of stuff I haven't done in a while. Let's see. Uh, Other than the usual online stuff I've been doing, I need to get back to my stitching. I keep saying I'm going to get back to it, but then I got home from work and I'm tired. Or I get home from work and I'm going to stream. Or I get home from work and I need a shower and go to the game store. I've been having to work a lot lately for reasons. But there may be some time in the future where I have less time going towards work and more time searching for a job. And maybe when I'm taking a break in between applications, I can work on the stitching again. I really want this year to not suck. I want things to be smooth. I want things to go well enough. I've come to expect bumps on the road. Just a matter of being able to stay on the road anyway. What else do I want to do this year? I want to say late August, early September is an anime convention. I would I would need to be watching some anime again, which I'm not all that curious about recent stuff. I also have to get back to work on some of the cosplay that needs alteration for it. But I need to fix my job situation first. But I just miss the being among people who share an interest like that. Like, there's plenty of people at the game store who also like games, so I'm guaranteed to be around people who share that interest there. But in terms of anime, I don't really talk to people much about anime. And again, my tastes are kind of odd, so what would I have to say about anime? What would I talk about? Just that I like certain shows, like certain characters. And talk about all the odd shows that I like that I don't hear much from other people talk about. some of which are more popular than others, but they're all still kind of odd nonetheless. I do see the occasional person bring up Syntho Gear. I rarely, if ever, see anyone bring up Flip Flappers, and then no one brings up Urahara. Urahara was an interesting anime.
Warp drive active.
That was back in 2018. That's 6 years, 6 years ago. This was the late 2018. That one features characters that are creators in their own way. Got somebody who likes to draw, someone who likes to do baking and other sciencey stuff, and someone who likes fashion, making outfits. And then their world goes sideways. And then magical girl stuff happens. It's a very rough but on purpose art style. Like they want it to look kind of amateur on purpose for like the locations, which might have been a hard sell for some people, and it's understandable. And if the art style doesn't turn you off, the dialogue might. In terms of some of it might come off as a bit heavy-handed. In terms of the morality of it. But it's partly because of and partly in spite of those things, or I like it. It's a fond memory from an interesting time. One of the things that always bugs me though is imagination. I think I brought this up in a previous Minecraft stream, but all imagination can really do is reconfigure parameters. You have to understand those to be able to mentally rearrange them. You can't just create something out of nothing. But it can take a lot of individual things, stretch them or compress them, change color, do whatever, and make something that way.
Warp drive active.
So, so for all this, so for anything that show gets wrong, I still enjoy it for the little things it gets right. But sadly, whenever I go, the times I've gone to search for it on TV tropes, because I'm always looking up stuff on that one, I always get results for
Warp
Bleach
drive
instead,
active.
because that one features a character named Urahara. It's like, uh, really, so many similar names, so much confusion. That's why I'm always
Warp drive active.
get a little bit confused going out in public and realizing, oh hey, that person has the same name as me. There's some person calling for them. A lot of reoccurring names at the game store between the game store and my work and other places. So it's like I gotta be looking, and it's like, which person by this name are you referring to?
Warp drive
Just to be
active.
sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, that system's clear for now. What else? Let's go. I feel like going here.
Warp drive active.
Where am I at in progress? 12 out of 25. Oh boy. Let's take a little stretch break. Hmm. Oh, yeah, I didn't jump. Oh, that was earlier. Was bounty prizes paid out for 10, 12, so only 2 left. Okay. How am I doing in ammo? It's not quite a bit. Alright, let's roll.
Warp drive active.
Let's check something. Shut up. Hitting. Attributes. Shield. The shield operation. Review. Review my shield operation skills.
Warp drive
When they get to a
active.
safe place to review them. So I might add that to the queue if I'm gonna do more fighting. Right, outlaw, thug. We'll do the thug. Got him. So many skills in this game. Like, what do I go for? Good number of combat. A whole lot of other stuff. Alright. Let's go check it out. It might just have to be something I do on an off day. Is review the skills that I really want to have for this character. Now that I'm back at freaking Omega, Might as well take the time. I guess there's like meta skills that it's like if you're playing this game, you better have this, this, and this. I don't know. I'm just going with what I have in mind for whatever seems to pop up at the time. It's like, hey, this is a pain in the butt. What could I do differently? What's a skill that would help me, do this better? Like, why are my import and export taxes so high? Do I have to choose to change that? It's like it's under trade. It's under customs code expertise. Oh, cool. And then actually finding the skill books can sometimes be a challenge on all its own. How many skill points do I have? Let's see here. Well, let me take care of this first. Prepare the salvager. Character sheet. I'm currently at almost 11 million skill points. Got a little ways. Yeah, when I get to a safe place to park, I'll open up the skills browser, show you where the points are located.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I know when I got curious about a planetary industry, I ended up putting up a
Warp
ton
drive
of the
active.
skill points in there. And I realized I'd be flying a venture for most of the game. The points went into flying that kind of ship and doing mining and processing the ore. I realized I'd be fighting in my rifter. I made it a point to get the stuff to deal with that. There's other skills that I see. It's like this might be interesting, but then I go to look at the cost, and it's like, is this really
Warp
worth
drive
it?
active.
Oh no, take time or necessary. Yeah, I don't think I don't feel like I lost it if it went towards something that I know I was going to make use of, but I can understand the viewpoint there.
Warp drive active.
I'd probably look deeper into the market stuff, market skills. Currently, broker relations 4. Um, to reduce the cost of signing a market order. Right.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, there's just stuff I'll figure out, as I go. It's good for buying things, reprocess fundamental industry. Yeah, I think one of the things I had in the queue is simple ore reprocessing. Since I do so much of that anyway, I think that one's at the point where it's going to take at least a week, if not 2 weeks, to set that up for the level I have in the queue. So always that question of how far do I train a skill before I let it be and go into a different skill. Getting a lot of level 1 skills can go quickly, but then, yeah. Yeah, the 25 days skill are pain in the butt. Um, the same goes for research, too. A lot of this game is just set it and then wait. Start research and then wait. Start manufacturing and then wait. Start your mining lasers and then wait. Start in, start the planetary extractors and then wait. What am I doing? So then it would follow that all the skills that help save time would help with in the longer run. Having yeah, it's a little bit okay. Yeah, but in a way, I can understand that that's a means of balancing things out a little bit. Ooh, distance. Okay. For a given amount of time, one person could either get a bunch of low-level skills or push a few skills to high levels if they're specializing in a certain field. So on one hand, you'll have a character that'll do a lot of little things decently, and another character that focuses on stuff and does it exceptionally well. So I'm curious to see what unique paths people take with their skills and their attributes and all that they end up doing. All right, last few here. I don't have to.
Warp drive active.
16 out of 25. Not been not been many pirates out here. Okay. Oop, got the angel ambusher. Those explosions look scary, but I've got a big shield and an even bigger gun. 124 from the siege. There we go. And now we focus on the little guy. The one of the things I ended up doing while playing the big ass game last weekend was sleeping cards and reading a book. So it's like whenever I need to do something like that at home, it's like okay, go and Eve, start mining, and then work on that while waiting. Unless I'm in any security less than 0.9, because pirates, especially in point, the one place where I was doing the low sec mining, it's like I had to be laser focused on watching the targets, and if anyone showed up, that wasn't me. It's like immediately warp out of there. It's the reason why I very rarely do low sec mining anymore, because I just really don't want that trouble. And sometimes I feel like I need to take the chance every so often, because having to buy isogen all the time, especially the upper level minerals, instead of getting it myself, it gets expensive. But if I take the risk with a ship and the ship gets blown to hell, the cost I'll be paying instead is for the replacement. Yeah, for all the time management in the game, there's risk management to consider too. Yeah, I don't like low sec. Experience lost ships, modules. Yeah, I'm still a little bit burned from losing my rupture one time. But if I can find a decent spot to get the minerals for it, I can just make my own anyway. Cool. Alright. Next asteroid belt.
Warp drive active.
And back to Earth. Really sucks is losing a ship when you only have ever. One of the things on it is something you've only ever found once. I do not want to lose my prototype siege cannon anytime soon, but that is the risk I'm taking being out here. And sometimes you can't afford the full insurance of big and expensive ships. Yeah, also pack is painful. There's a reason why my procurer is for high security mining only. I go to Eloy, there's no pirates out there. It's a safe place. I get my basic through asteroid types and call it good. If I ever seriously need to take a risk to go get upper level asteroids, I switch over to my one venture. I switch over to my jump clone, and I use that instead. Silly high sec lining for me too. Occasionally, when I'm doing the special faction story requests for after doing certain agent missions, I'll be like, go talk to this person. They want you to go mine Umber. I'm like, ah, crap. I end up looking for Umber on the market instead. But sometimes I do feel like going to, going on the adventure and getting the Umber myself. But I learned never to accept a mission without having the Umber already with you. Let's see what happened here. Shuttles, one shuttle, and bounty prizes. Yay! Nothing. I wish I could say taking risks is like exciting and fun, but more often than not, it kind of leaves me nervous and paranoid and just high tension. But then again, I did choose to play this game, so I've come to accept some measure of nerve wracking. All, all these bullets, man. All right. Yeah, I think that's the end of this line. Go back to my other system, go fight pirates there, and that should give me what I need to finish this one. Go do some mining, and then go fix the one world, and that'll be good. I'm just glad that they actually have, this kind of security divisions so that security status, so that you know what extent you're taking the risk by being there. It's like when you go set a route, it's like it tells you what security status everything is. It's like, oh wait, there's a less than zero point 0.5 here. There's zero point 0.4, and oh crap, it says lawless. Maybe I can skip going there, or I can take a ship that I'm prepared to risk. One of the things I like about the shuttles is the cargo space might not be very big, but for running very small things very quickly, it does what it needs to do.
Warp drive active.
And it's cheap in case, you just need a ton of them to take a risk. They can't fight, but that's not what they're supposed to do. They're purely on run mode. That's the other thing I like about the game. Is just there's just all these different roles that ships can have. So if you're trying to accomplish something, there might be a good ship for it. There's always more of this game I can explore, but for what I've seen so far, I've been pretty happy with this game so far. The only rough parts are the those rare times that I go to like Urmori or Golf or one of the other kind of upper but closer to mid-range security systems, and then all of a sudden, Blood Raiders just out of nowhere. It's like, oh crap, get me out of there, get me out of there. It's like, I don't know if they're still doing that, if
Warp drive active.
or not, but that's one of the more frustrating things I had to deal with. I came very close to losing the Rupture because of those things.
Warp drive active.
Like I said, I like that there's this kind of security status system of letting you know how much of a risk you're taking. And also that's backed by the higher level security having
Warp drive active.
actual security in the form of Concord. They might not get there fast enough to save your ship, but they might show up soon enough to catch whoever's there and blow them away. Although I have yet to witness that.
Warp drive active.
I have yet to actually see Concord in action. At least as far as, while I'm playing here. And I'll go.
Warp drive active.
It's always an interesting feature of the MMO games where we've got a security force uh, specific to maintaining safety and dealing with troublemakers. Salvage. Trying to say anything. No. No. Alright.
Warp drive active.
I noticed that the security that only really intervenes with regard to players. Pirates like that show up. They're not there to save your butt. So always good to be cautious and pay attention. One thing you don't want to be in this game is not paying attention when it matters the most. One little slip up, and your ship might be gone in a moment. Is there anything else on my mind today? Lately, I've been bringing home board games from my locker from the game store. I think I was wanting to
Warp drive active.
think about what I could do for the doing stuff at the library for board gaming. Apparently, there's already someone doing board game stuff on Fridays. So I'm gonna bring like some of my shorter games on Fridays. And the nice thing about it is it starts at a time that I can go to it and then go to BattleTech later
Warp drive
without any
active.
interference. So that means Tuesdays I can still go into the board game league. And you know what? It's fine. I will do what I feel like doing to keep the board game league around if I want to. If it helps keep the store open. But I still want to believe there's something better than expecting people to put money in. And there's a lot of people that just would rather stay home and play. And it means not being able to, you know, meet more people, but it guarantees that, things are going to be more to your liking in terms of environment. My thing is, I don't really want to invite people over here. This is kind of my secure space. So, and there are things here that I don't really need people judging me for. Plus, I've got, family here, and it's like, I don't want there to be any friction there either. So I kind of need the game store for to that end. All these modules are expensive. Heavy weights. I'm thinking about just taking the shuttle. Just sell those ones.
Warp drive active.
I think I'll save selling them for another time. Do it later. Because right now, time to go mining.
Docking permission requested.
Connection, YouTube, everything okay?
Docking request accepted.
Yeah, I had to take my headphones off. I'm just kind of overlapping on talking over the game, talking. It's kind of hard to help because my ears can only handle the earphones for so long, or headphones. It feels like my cartilage is getting crushed. There it is. Where'd it? So, last opportunity. Mine 2,000 units. So yeah, here's where my skills are. Oh, yeah, I could take a county level 5. You know what? Might as well. Let's move it up. It's not that high of a hurt. There's other stuff I really want to get through anyway. Okay. I think right about there. Because I really need the missiles for my combat, the financial stuff here, and all that other. Yeah. Here's trade. There's targeting. Metric sensors. Radar sensors. Targeting multiple. Radar sensor. Huh. Should I look into this one? I'm curious now. Now that I'm actually seeing it. CPU management, pass. Okay. I have to wonder how much that would actually help. If it's not too terribly expensive. Where is it? closest one out of these. We're doing Erwick. I okay. And destination. Alright. Let's go pick it up and let's get the skill going. Right. Let's also switch over to. Well, I want to go straight to mining right after this anyway, so let's just stick with it. Yeah, I'm curious how the little board game group in the library does things. I think I'll try to get there a little bit early and see how early the person who runs it shows up. And I talk to them. What rules and guidelines they have, what their ultimate, what their goal is for the group to just in terms of what kind of games they want to play, what kind of experiences they're going for, how considerate or cutthroat they're aiming to be. I've heard stories from older gamers about groups that are some groups are they've played with have been let's try to be as nice as possible, make sure everything works out for everyone, and other groups that are I'm not going to tell you if you screw up. I'm going to take as much advantage of it as possible. You know.
Warp drive active.
For my part, I believe in playing fair. And if I'm playing with new people, it's good to point out things to keep in mind, things that are usually prioritized, but also if they want to do something that
Docking
isn't
permission requested.
completely screwing themselves over,
Accepted.
but it's just different. Um, just step back and let them see how it works out for them. Right. Later sensor compensation. So primarily found on Minmatar and Angel ships. Let's actually review the ships that I have. So there's Tombstone, my cruiser. Overview. Fancy tricks are rarely more effective than direct wars. Right. So attributes: shield, armor, structure, capacitor, navigation, targeting. Sensor strength. Chain base him and system avoiding detection by probes. So it's currently at 15 points. I'm not sure what improves this and how effectively improving this would make a difference. Range 50 kilometers, radius, scan resolution, target lock and speed. there's a lot of what improves this that I want to try to find answers for, provided it's something I really need to have in mind. All right, so that is now an available skill. So let's go ahead and add it in up to level 3. It'll only take about a third of a day to build it up. So let's move it all to the top. All right. We'll see how much it makes a difference going forward. So yeah, 4% improved per level. So 15 points, 12% is 0.15 times 12. Another 1.8 uh, for the rupture. I'm not sure how effective of a difference that'll make, but it's something. We'll go ahead and add level 4 to the bottom. Targeting is intelligence and memory. Certificates claimed. I'm just curious about the whole certificates thing. Is there a way to actually look at certificates? Interesting. Skill plans. Completed all the industrialist. Polar. Manufacturer. Out of curiosity. Show the plans. Galente Hauler. Oh. Why do I need Galente Hauler? Um, just out of curiosity. Shanfa. It's required for all these ones. They mentioned the Interon Mark V. What's what is this ship? It is a very, very, very long ship. Capacity 5,800. How does that compare to the hauler that I currently run? um, manufacturer. Mega miner. Just out of curiosity. Okay. Medium drone operation. Reprocessing 5. You know what? Let's actually add that one. Let's bring that one to the top. Well, if nothing else, close to the top. Actually, how soon do I need to be able to reprocess better? Is my question. Because I do quite a bit of mining. Yeah, we'll set it there. I really do need to take a closer look at everything. All right, let's not mine in the difficult, the mid-range security. Let's go somewhere that's actually where I can
Drive
just kind
active.
of mine safely. There's nothing to be mined here that I can't mine in the space where I usually do it safely. All right. What else is going on? Uh,
Warp drive active.
yeah, I brought home among the games I brought home Three Kingdoms Redux Redo because the box for that game is not enough. That thing was falling open just because the way it's set up. If I had a narrow enough container for all the tokens, maybe I could use the original box. But I decided to bring it home and shove it all into one
Warp
container
drive active.
that can remain standing and not fall open. That one's a longer game. I don't think I can possess the gaming group. That's one of those I need to find time to actually play with other people at some point. I'm, s- I need a good like pronunciation guide for the names in there, honestly.
Warp drive active.
I don't want to try to pronounce someone's name and screw it up so badly that it comes off as an insult when I don't mean it like that. So far, I'm aware that the C is pronounced with as kind of an S. Like it's Sao Sao. Yeah, I know that at least. All right, Twitch. Let's get going. But having something that's like a little pronunciation guide for each of the factions would be nice. I'll have to you look it up later. All right, target mine. Also nearby. I'll target you just to have something else to mine at the same time. All right, and watch the whole numbers go up. Yeah, exactly. Three-player games are kind of rare. That's one of them. There's a lot of two-player games and a lot of four-player games, but exactly threes are an interesting find. They do when they when they do exist. I remember Blockus Trigon, even though it's playable with four players, is optimized for three. And then something Triumvirate. I want to say it's an Old Valley Games game. This one too. There's a lot of games I always try to remember because they stick out to me in some way. And there will be times it's like, I can't remember this game. What game was it? What is the title? The one I keep trying to remember to keep at the top of my mind is Struggle of Empires. It's it's not the thing that leads to diplomacy. It's the thing that leads to the Napoleonic Wars and eventually to diplomacy, I think, or something along those lines. There's there's time between that game and diplomacy. I'm trying to figure out what span of time it is. Again, going back to the subject of games about just about anything. History seems to be an easy one to go to. It's easy to go to history for your game idea, but to actually do it right requires a lot of work. Like you really want to do some justice to the subject matter and feature things in a way that makes sense for the game. There's there's a lot of miniature war games too that among them are the historicals. I was asking about one that was at the game store because either I will get it because it has my curiosity, or if someone else gets it, I want to be available to play with them if they're looking for somebody to play with. One of our other historical miniatures guys is like, it's not really my thing. Prefer more of the kind of epic skill, like because there's the on a single base figures, and then there's the on a smaller base like ranks of soldiers types of games, like War Master, where you're kind of like zoomed out in terms of um, seeing how things move and formation lines hold and other things. I like War Master, and I wish I could get an army again. Come on, GW, bring back War Master. But it's just the thing about playing a mini game is you gotta hope other people are playing it. That's why if you're curious about a game, don't be the only one curious about it. Talk to other people, see if they're interested, and then try to get into the game at the same time. Have sessions of just getting to be familiar with the rules and going over anything that might cause confusion and other disputes. Build up this base of wisdom so that you've got these players who are now familiar with the game and can demonstrate it and put it into words in a way to help other people understand it and get the game going that way. Learn your game, be an advocate for it, and encourage other people to try it with you and grow the player base who will then, take the lead in their own ideas with it. You might have a terrain person. You might have the person who's good at painting. You might have another person that's good at setting up scenarios and campaigns. You might have the rules sage that's always, you can always count on them to have the rules at the top of their head, keep up with releases for uh, frequently asked questions and errata. And just have events of demos, regular play, local tournament play, and then start looking into, big city, state play, regional play, national play. Maybe even there might even be a world tournament for it. And if you can get multiple people like going to these events, then that helps bring more eyes on, to the game. The company, making the game will realize, oh, hey, we have people who are supporting this, and try to keep it around.
Skill training completed.
There's It's hard to beat the disappointment of feeling that you put money and time into a game and then it just collapses. Maybe they released an edition and the rules have fallen apart and it's just not the same anymore. Maybe they do something marketing wise to piss off the game stores and the distributors and the players, and that just kills the game. There's there are very few ways to make a good game, but there's so many ways to screw it up and kill it, and it just sucks to see it happen. So, if you ever want to just make a game, do what you can to do right with it, and not let
Warp
it fall
drive
apart.
active.
You know, talk to the players. They're the ones playing the game. They're the ones kind of, you know, dealing with its issues in the process. They might have suggestions for balance patches and other stuff. Uh, Listen to the places where your game's actually being sold. If There are two ways to get games: your friendly local game store and online. One of these places offers you a way
Active.
to bring people in and play. The other one does not. I would rather try to support game stores where I can. The ones, if not the ones here in Pueblo, at least the ones here in the state, before I
Acquisition
resort to
successful.
going online. Because I want to keep these places open so
Revenue
that
request accepted.
if I ever want to play an event there, it's there and I can go play. And maybe talk to people about the game and, what I like about it, what I think could use some work, and then talk about other stuff. The game group is more than just talking and playing about games. It's just coming together as a social atmosphere and having fun, talking about recent stuff, talking about internet stuff, whatever. Just a good time. I'd rather go to a game store than go to a bar because I don't want to be under the influence of stuff. I don't want to find out what I'm like under the influence of a substance like alcohol. Really, I don't want to. I don't want to turn to my dad. At least that side of him. The other side of him is the business side of him. And I kind of don't want to turn it into that side either. All right. Make some stuff for sale. Well, you got- Let's see here. What's in the. Let's go back to the start of this where I picked up all the freaking Planetary Industry stuff. Oh, hey, I actually have a ton of smart fab units. That's where the Zidron kicks in. Okay. So let's go ahead and move most of this over. There we go. Toxic metals. Where did I need those? That's right. I have some stuff to take around somewhere. All right. And we'll start that. That maxes out my jobs. Oh, yeah, I have stuff to deliver. I will. Screw it. Take care of it now. Take care of it now and not have to worry about it. Okay. Ship bigger. So rifters. Solid. That one's going to disappear. This is an anomaly. That one's not going to last. So what's going to last is the ones that I sell at this price. Right. And I still have these for sale. Back in dinner. How's dinner? Oh, that's right. I gotta eat after. I gotta drop from this and go eat when I'm done with all this. You know what? I could just take. I'll just take this back. I have space. I have space. And I'll get some leftover baked ziti, and hopefully it's still fine to eat. I'm not sure how much I can trust pasta after a certain point in time, but it's still pretty good. Owls. Serve 3. Construction blocks. Miniature electronics. And one last bit of running around and then it's gonna have to head out. Yeah, it's been nice just dealing with stuff. Oh yeah, I gotta fix the one time. But I'll do that. I'll do that later. So what's coming up? Okay, I said in the Hero Works video that I don't want to announce things and like not end up not doing them, which was sadly the other character creation idea that I had. But that's something I'll keep at the top of my head. A lot happened today in USA, crazy start of the year. Yeah, seems like the last few years have been kind of nuts. But yeah, coming up, obviously more streams of Eve, more streams for
Warp drive active.
Fallout and Doom until they're completed. Probably figure out some challenge stuff to do as well. Whatever other PC games I have lined up that I haven't played in a while. I keep thinking about Apex and I respect the popularity of the game. I respect what it's done for, competitive online games, but I just my experience with it, my initial experience with it wasn't as positive as I would have liked. But I'll still keep it updated just in case. There's still some other unfinished games to return to. And then one of these days, if it comes back on sale because I don't have the money for it now, I noticed that on Steam they have Final Fantasy 12, the uh, the revision that actually does away with the license board and instead does something else. I might get that one. That's for PC games.
Warp drive active.
Tabletop stuff. I've still got the solo play videos to do. Still got MechWorks. I still want to do the sessions where I feature the characters I made for Descent and the mechs that I make for BattleTech. And the Fallen Eve and Doom gives me motion sickness, so not for me.
Information requested. Docking
Understand.
request accepted.
I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. Tabletop games and PC games and just I'll figure out stuff. I still want to do the BattleTech shorts. But ultimately I'm gonna have to spend a bit of time getting back on the job search. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna fill in a ready order for someone. I have so much of this crap. That is one spot over. Actually, their range is enough. I can probably sell it here. Yeah, still have stuff to do, so the channel is going to be plenty busy for a while. Uh, is it worth 9 jumps for that much? I might just sell it here. Compound. Yeah. Job search tomorrow. Yeah, good luck to you as well. I'm hoping for me, and I'll hope for you as well, because all things considered, it's the job market is a pain in the ass, really. I'm actually going to hold on to half of this. It's it's just uh, it's hard when I've done most of my work as retail, because it's like kind of a low level thing. Yeah, yeah, anytime. Good luck with it. The market is nuts. It's just most of my experience is in retail. 7-Eleven, I try not to count GameStop because I wasn't there long enough. Kmart, the job I currently have that is currently to remain nameless until I'm actually away from it. And my one like non-retail job has been with my dad in installing shower enclosures and mirrors. It was interesting to see that from the bottom. See the way that works out. Yeah. Say, should I actually hold on to these? Where do I need these? High-tech transmitters, guidance systems. High-tech transmitters and guidance systems. Maybe I should hold on to some of these. But I'm making more anyway. Screw it. Yeah, it was that one was an interesting experience. In order to in order to do like that line of work, you need to be able to drive is the big thing. Because his his line of work uses these glass trucks. So they've got like these special setups in the back for holding glass, mirrors, and stuff. So you have to be able to drive a truck. Construction pay nice, but I don't get back that sector. Already working on that line. Yeah, the problem I was running into was I one don't have a license. I have a permit though, but my issue was I lacked the confidence in myself that I would be able to do be able to do the job reliably and decently. I still have this crap. I had to just pull it off the market. Have to modify it on later. Guess nobody really needs these. What is the freaking price ester on this? Low, high. So the last time anyone bought any of these was last. Wait. Oh, there we go. Last time someone bought any of these was a couple weeks ago. 360 at 86. Okay. So market data. I guess people just rarely use these. Let's sell it. But yeah, it was interesting, and then but I just didn't have the confidence to go on my own, so I cut me loose because His finance guy's like, he can't really afford, just an assistant. Yeah, cargo transport can be daunting. Yeah, you know, he can't afford just an assistant. He's got to have someone who can actually um, do the job of measurements, cutting, driving. Oh, I need at least 10. Crap. Oh, well, it requires skill and practice. You know, and being able to talk to people. Let's keep those, I think. I'll pull the ones I have at home. I don't know why I've had confidence issues in the past. I'm just, I don't know. But being able to do this has been a bit of a big help for my confidence, at least in terms of doing stuff like this. I still, I still want to build up my confidence in other things. Chris, I need to rebuild. But for the time that I was being an assistant, it was it was interesting. I was kind of having fun with it. Right. Yeah. I do hope things are going well. Yeah, I hardly talk to him, and I know things are kind of strained between us, but I do sincerely hope things are going well for my dad with his path. Okay. We got some chaos going on in the house, so I might be muting for a moment. Yeah, I'll try to unmute when I can, but when my dad installs a glass shower glass enclosures and mirrors, and I was helping him out with that, but it didn't work out, so I ended up back here. I think he's still doing his thing. Um, I don't really keep up with his business all that much, but the last I checked, the website's still up, so I'm still going with it. So I imagine he's still still doing that work, but I have to wonder how long he can keep doing it at his age. I wonder what would it take for him to retire. I don't know. As a older job, so I still do that today. That's all right. That's fine. Um, yeah, it was an interesting experience, but I don't know if I'd ever want to try to get into that again with someone down here in this town. Again, I'm more confident in being an assistant than the main driver. All right, it's time to head back. Time to drop off that stuff back home. some planetary stuff. And then I think I'm gonna have to call it. Okay, food, finish my laundry, and then work on the video for uh, Pandemic Fall of Rome.
Warp drive active.
And I got more work tomorrow and Friday. And I'm not sure at what point it would be. I'm sure. Yeah, she's also works in glass industry stuff. Yeah. My mom's been at her work for almost 40 years. It's pretty impressive. But it's also had its rough moments, apparently. But yeah.
Warp drive active.
I want to find out if, like, there's anything, no way of figuring out what skills I already have would fit well with what kind of work, especially with my interests. Like, uh, if there's some kind of work placement quiz, like, oh, test your typing, test your math skills, stuff
Warp
like
drive
that.
active.
Get an idea of where else I might start looking. With everything happening with retail, I don't know if I want to be stuck in this for too much longer. But it seems to be the one thing I do well enough that yeah, cool. Family business, not exactly. They're because my mom and dad are divorced, so my dad has his own business, and my mom works at a has been working at a corporation. There's a little bit of overlap in the sense that some of the material that my dad gets is from the company that owns the place where my mom works. Although that place is, although it's different cities, so things are, there's no chance
Warp
for them
drive
to like
active.
meet again. Yeah, I'm just trying to look out for the future because the place where I'm at could disappear in an instant. I thought there was going to be a chance that maybe things could be turned around, but the closure is irreversible. It's kind of sucks. Oops. Oh yeah, I forgot to cash it in. So be getting back to the job search soon. Retail and same sector, a different one. Retail is a store. It has nothing to do with the glass industry. It has nothing to do with installing enclosures. It's just off on its own thing.
Warp drive active.
I worked at one store or another for most of the last 20 years. There was some downtime between leaving GameStop and getting into Kmart. There was the time that I spent working for my dad instead. There was the time between Kmart closing and
Docking permission
the
required.
job that I
Docking request
have now.
accepted.
That as a, it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. The so out of the last 20 years, I can accurately say that I've worked 19 out of the last 20 years in retail. As close as it gets. Curious. I'm just curious who buys this crap. All right. All right. I think it's time for me to head out for now. All right. Again, upcoming stuff. Pandemic Fall Rome video for that eventually. I've got the game set up. I'll be working on it after dinner. Uh, and just whatever I've got at the top of my head that I want to follow through on. Yeah, it is. It's it's been a journey. But yeah, more stuff coming up. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, GeoMax, for stopping in and chatting. This has been Pillar Nexus, the Ancient Gladiator, and I will see you next time.